So, in a very surprising turn of events, on the 30th of October, BBC announced a brand new Doctor Who spin-off, something I thought I would never see again from the show, but indeed, we have it. And it wasn't going to be that far away as well. As of recording, it is the 1st of November, where they released all 6 episodes. So, very exciting, but is it going to be the Great Sarah Jane Adventures, where it knew what it was? Or is it going to be more like Tortured, where it didn't seem to know what it was wanting to be overall? Well, let's find out. Tales of the Tardis is a 6-part web series on BBC iPlayer created in celebration of the 60th anniversary. Each episode reunites old doctors and companions to tell tales of their old past adventures. The first episode is about Earthshock. Returning is Peter Davison as the 5th Doctor and Janet Fielding as Tegan. The second episode is The Mind Robber, returning with Fraser Hines as Jamie and Wendy Padbury as Zoe. The third episode is Vengeance of Varos, returning with Colin Baker as the 6th Doctor and Nicola Bryant as Perry. The fourth one is The Three Doctors, returning with Katie Manning as Jo and Daniel Anthony as Clyde. The fifth one was The Time Meddler, with Maureen O'Brien returning as Vicky and Peter Purvis as Stephen. And lastly, the sixth one was The Curse of Fenix, with Sylvester McCoy returning as the 7th Doctor and Sophie Aldred returning as Ace. So yes, each episode celebrates a different relationship throughout the, well, really classic era of Doctor Who. But as a quick non-spoiler right now, what did I overall think about this spin-off? Well, it's not really a show, but right, first of all, I was actually quite shocked when I first saw it, because I was like, wow, this is 97 minutes long, this is 117 minutes long, what? This is much longer than I thought this is going to be. Until I started watching it and I was like, oh right, they're doing this, okay. So if you don't know, because I didn't know, I thought it was just going to be like a little mini episode. So it turns out, it basically kind of opens and bookends an actual classic episode, which I don't really get why that they did that, because just go back and you can literally you can watch classic Doctor Who on BBC iPlayer, which is pretty cool. So I don't get why they did it that way. I think they could have maybe just done a nice little montage. I didn't think you need to have a whole episode, because I'm going to tell you right now, like myself and probably most nearly all Doctor Who fans are going to pick up the controller and just go fast forward. But let's kind of overall go through each episode a bit at least. There's nothing crazy to chew on in each episode, I won't lie. To be honest, most you're going to get out of it is the emotional core of just seeing them together, and that's kind of really it. But the basic concept of this series seems to be this memory TARDIS. I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe there's going to be more going in the future, possibly. I don't really know. I'm still a bit not 100% sure what it's meant to really be, but it's basically memories and of past adventures. The Doctor, I don't know I'll come to it in the last episode. Sylvester McCoy's Doctor kind of says a certain line which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know what it's meant to kind of be, but the companions at least make sense, how they can get brought into it. The Doctor's a bit kind of confusing, but the first one is a bit Earthshock. We see Peter Davison and Tegan, and it's always great seeing both, and it's kind of nice that they got a chance to reconsider. I thought it was maybe the weakest out them all, and that was written by Russell as well. I know it's out of the 6. I have to admit, I think that was the weakest one out of them all. I didn't get much really out of this one, but the next one, The Mind Robber, which I did really quite like. I liked seeing Jamie back and Wendy back, because they were quite good together, and Jamie is like one of the most loved companions. And I gotta give it to Fraser Hines. He still did a good Scottish accent. I actually thought it sounded better than it did in the show way back when. Costume looked really good as well. I liked seeing them two together. I thought that was quite nice. Maybe that was felt a bit different because I've not long seen Tegan and The Power of the Doctor. Maybe there was a feeling of that. I don't know. They two were great together. The next one was The Vengeance of Varos with Colin Baker and Perry. Interestingly enough, he doesn't wear his kind of known outfit, which maybe that was his choice. I don't really know why that was a decision, because it's interesting that the 5th Doctor and the 7th Doctor clearly wear their near enough exact costume, just more fitted for their size now, which is completely understandable. But Colin Baker gets a completely new costume. It's not like, oh, he's just taken off the jacket. It's a new waistcoat, shirt. He's even got a cravat by the looks of it. So it's a whole new kind of look that they went for. And I'm sure characters looking forward to making a new toy for that one. But that one I thought was fine. I thought it was okay. I'm starting to get I remember when I did watch this in a oneer basically, and when I was getting to this point, I was feeling a bit, where's this going? What is this? What is this all? What is this all? I don't know. I was feeling a bit kind of trying to figure out more than maybe what it really is meant to be. But when I say that, and when I felt very a bit kind of, where's this kind of going, and what am I meant to feel from this? By God, the best one I think out of all of this one was the Three Doctors one, where we saw Joe and Clyde together, and my God, it was so, I don't know why, this one was just so different. I had a really strong feeling with this one. I think it helped the fact that Phil Ford wrote this one, who wrote Sarah Jane Adventures, so he wrote Clyde a lot, and he knew the character quite well and how he kind of ticks. It was great seeing him back again. He really kind of slipped back into that role, and he felt older, but he kind of still had that kind of juvenile Clyde essence, like when he had the helmet and then he just kind of threw it away, and I like that kind of stuff. I thought that was really quite good, and it's always a pleasure seeing Katie Manning. I really like her as Jo, and especially how it ends, because you thought, oh, the Doctor was going to come back, but it was actually it was Clive, and I thought that was actually really nicely handled. I thought that's what I mean. I think the Three Doctors one had more of an emotional core to it, and I think that's why I felt more from it, unlike the kind of previous three, which I thought were fine. They're like, none of these are bad. They're just like nice little, as I'm going to talk about more near the end, like, this feels more like a DVD extra than really a spin-off, as they were kind of declaring it as. That's that one. But then the next one was the Time Meddler, where we saw Maureen O'Brien and Peter Purvis back again, and I really like Vicky actually. She was when I basically through the course of this year, I did a kind of a binge watch of all the show, the ones I could at least. Obviously, there's many that's missing that physically I cannot watch. I really like Vicky, and I really like her, and I thought she still kind of had that kind of glimmer in her eye sort of thing, and I thought Peter Purvis was perfectly fine. I thought that was okay, that one. Not in a bad way, I just didn't get much from it again. But the last one was really good, where we saw Sylvester and Sophie Aldred back again, and I think it's just because they two just click so well. Maybe that's what it is. It's just there's something about that. Like I'm not gonna lie, when you look back in the show, like, the Doctor and Tegan didn't have a great relationship. Perry and the Sixth Doctor definitely didn't have not a great relationship. But then, Sylvester and Sophie Aldred did have a better relationship, even though he manipulated her. But the biggest thing I got from the last one was, it was the only time where they were kind of delving into, what is this? So there was a line where Sylvester McCoy says, it was something like, oh, is it me, or is it actually maybe just a different time stream? And I was like, oh, right, okay. Is this maybe kind of planting a seed here, maybe? Is this maybe what the 15th Doctor actually is? Is this, I don't know, consciousness or something? It's an interesting thing, and that's maybe what Donna is this all, because obviously would connect with Donna, I guess, is these memories and such forth. So I thought that was an interesting, really kind of line that they kind of snuck in there. It's interesting to see what they kind of do with that, if they go any further with that. I do think they could do a nice wee season 2 as well, where they actually kind of connect different companions with different Doctors. That could be something fun, and do something a little different if they did continue this. But my overall opinion on this spin-off, which I'm going to say right now, it doesn't really feel like a spin-off. I just don't think they should have done a whole story, like, just do it as like a wee montage or something. There was just no need to do that. I just don't get why they chose that way to do it. The average person is just going to fast forward through that. There's just no point. It was very confusing why they made that choice. I think overall, I think it was nice. I would have maybe preferred if, like, you could have maybe had like a wee monster appear or something. I think that could have been nice. But overall, it was fine for what it is. It's a really good DVD extra. That's what it feels like. It feels like back in the kind of Moffat era, when there was loads of the kind of mini episodes or the prequels that they did. It felt very much like that kind of era, which I like, to be fair. And this is just a wee bonus, to be fair. And it's still nice to have that, to be honest. So I think it's fine. I'll give this 7.5 Ginger Geeks out of 10. There you go. I bet you Russell T Davies is so excited to get them ratings. Yes, but what would I tell you to watch this? If you missed it, I don't think you would be overall bothered. you know, unless it does connect to something going on, possibly, who knows? As I say, this could, if this was maybe the reason with the 15th Doctor with David, that would maybe actually make a lot more sense, actually, what's going on then. I don't think you would be gutted if you missed it. It's a nice little, it's just a nice little, it's a nice little dessert after a heavy meal, really. I think that's maybe the best way to describe it. Yes, I'd like to know what you guys think. Please comment down below. Did you watch Tales of the TARDIS? Would you like a second season of this? Would be, as I said, I think you could do something fun where you got different companions with different doctors together. You could do something quite fun there. Maybe actually do some New Who characters as well. The only one really was Clyde, I guess you can make an argument. He's not really a Doctor Who character. He's from Sarah Jane, but which was still cool to see a Sarah Jane character in it. But yes, so I'd like to know what you guys think. Please comment down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. That would be fantastic. But as always, more videos in the future. I nearly forgot what to say there. Did you notice? I noticed. That's what I'm doing right now. You think I would do another take, but I'm not going to. But I'll just say, see you later.